Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to talk about the steps to producing your podcast. We're going to assume that you've done your editing in an Audacity or Adobe Audition or whatever editing type music program that you might use for audio files. This is not the intention to give you an in-depth review on how to edit files. But once your file is edited, or if you've produced your show in such a fashion that you didn't have to add music or add sound effects or cut out anything. You hit record. You did your, you maybe used a cart program like Soundbite, which is a great little virtual cart program that you can add audio files and can add your intro and outro music. And when you hit record on your rolling, you can introduce your show and hit play on the Soundbite, and it starts playing your music, or use sound bites or other bytes of information, maybe even an interview that you've recorded and you want to play it in your podcast. You can do all of that on the fly. That way you don't have to go into post production and add that stuff later. So we're assuming you don't need to do any more editing. So we're going to open up this program called Levelator. So I just let it open up here. Now it's open. That's as far as it gets right there. It doesn't open up anymore. This is the Levelator 2. And all it says here is drag and drop a WAV or AVI file. So I'm going to grab the file that we recorded earlier, right click and let go, and then you can see it starts doing its job. Eventually, it's going to show you a progress bar that pops up. We'll take a look at that. Okay, you can see now that it has the name of the episode, so finally, once it recognizes it, and you can still see it's working because it's got the little graphic, well, you know what that is, and it's up to 4%, and it gives you a progress bar across here, and I can tell you right now, 1 gig plus file is going to take a good 15 to 30 minutes. It's got to go through and analyze an entire audio file and come back and say, okay, there's a couple places where it spiked really high because you yelled or you got excited or the music, etc. It may peak. And what this levelator does, it goes through and actually has an algorithm that checks the lows, checks the highs, checks the median sound level, and it basically levelizes it. And this was put together by some top level audio files, put this program together. And of course, it's free, but you might want to donate to help the cause. Now, I've already levelated this once, so I'm not going to go through the whole process. We're going to close that out. But I'm going to show you what happens once you are done with it. You notice the original file here has the original name. Once it's levelated, it puts it out and adds the word dot output dot wave. So it takes your original naming style and then adds the word output. So then you're done. That's the levelized file. Now I want to take that file, which is a WAV file, and take it into iTunes, and let's convert it into an MP3 file. Okay, I've got iTunes open. I've clicked on the music library. Under library, clicked on music, and I'm going to drag the file into it. And now it's copying the file. Right now it's got unknown artist. It should pop at the top of whatever number of files you have in there. Okay, it's finished bringing that file in. So there's the WAV file. There's the episode. And it's ready to convert to MP3. Next, we're going to right click on that file, and in this particular version of iTunes, I can click on create MP3 version. Click on that. Now it's converting that to an MP3. There's one caveat. The very first time you open up iTunes, you're not going to be able to just right click and convert that to MP3. You're going to have to go into the advanced settings and actually enable the ability to right click and convert to MP3. So once this file converts to MP3, then we'll drag it back to the desktop and we're ready to tag it for ID3 tag, and we'll do that in the next video.